Okay, hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. This is the second video in a series of random Jamb questions and past questions and answers. This is aimed at those that are preparing for the computer-based joint admission and matriculation board unified tertiary matriculation exams. I hope that you are going to benefit from this. So quickly, I'm going to look at the questions. We have 25 questions all in all. So we'll try and be fast about the questions, compared to the first one. Yeah, so as to limit the time. So we're starting right away. The first question is the problem of economics is A, to obtain a more equitable distribution of money income. B, the scarcity of productive resources relative to material needs. C, how to reach price which correctly depicts that products and resources are not in abundance. D, to teach people how to save so as to make more money. This question is pretty easy. The answer is B, the scarcity of productive resources relative to material needs. I believe this is self-explanatory. So the second question is, economic goods are termed scarce goods when they are A, not available in sufficient quantities to satisfy all wants for them. B, not produced in sufficient quantities to satisfy the effective demand for them. C, of high quality. D, of primary importance in satisfying the needs of a society. So economic goods are termed scarce goods when they are. The answer is actually B, when they are not sufficient, when they are not produced in sufficient quantity to satisfy effective demand for them. Oh, sorry. No. Economic goods are termed scarce goods when they are not produced, no, not available in sufficient quantity to satisfy all wants for them. Sorry. The answer is actually A, not available. Not, it may be confusing. The options A and B may be confusing because B is talking about not produced, but economic goods, when they are not available instead of not produced. So take note of that, please. And sorry for my mistake. So the third question is, macroeconomics is a study of economic science from the point of view of macroeconomics. Economics in general is divided into macro and micro. Yeah. So macroeconomics is a study of economic science from the point of view of A, resource market or production unit. B, individual producers or consumers. C, aggregate or general economy. D, companies or individuals. In this case, the answer is C, aggregate. When you're talking of macro, it's referring to studying the aggregate or the general functioning of the economy. You look at the different sectors and then you analyze them as one or together. That is macroeconomics. While on the other hand, microeconomics is talking about individual decision unit, like the household, just a firm, individual decision units is what micro is, talking about. So the answer is actually C. Number 4, which of the following situation can give rise to economic problems? Which of the following situations can give rise to economic problems? A, unlimited human wants. B, wants of varying importance. C, limited ones available to satisfying wants. D, means used in different ways. So this question, the answer is pretty clear. Which of the following situation can give rise to economic problem? Unlimited human wants. As you know, human wants are unlimited. Human beings have so many things that they want, yeah, but all those wants cannot be satisfied because economic resources are limited. So that will give rise to economic problems, in the society or in the economy. The fifth question, it is impossible to satisfy all human wants because A, areas of fertile land are very limited. B, oceans and seas limit land space for farming. C, resources are not equitably distributed. D, available resources are limited. So this is also a simple question, but it's kind of trickish, especially, the C and D. If you look at it, they are similar, but actually the solution to this problem is D. Available resources are limited. It's similar to question 4, but in this case, it is impossible to satisfy all human wants because available resources are limited. Resources are scarce, you know that, and because of that, uh, choices have to be made, so that some of the unlimited ones can be satisfied and the other ones are not satisfied. Presently, will be satisfied in future time when more resources are made available. Number 6, the basic economic problems of the society include A, what to produce, how to produce, for whom. B, how to produce and sell. C, scarcity, when to produce and how. D, scarcity, for whom to produce, where. The answer is A. The basic questions that economics attempt, to answer is what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, how much to produce. Those are the basic economic problems of society, or the basic questions that economics, attempts to answer. Number 7, every economy requires an accurate census because it assists in, population census, that is. So this question is talking about population census. What is the reason why, countries, conduct population census after every 10 years, all things being equal? A, solving inflation problem. B, providing a sound framework for policy formulation. C, stimulating economic activity in the national economy. D, unemployment problem. The reason why censuses are conducted, by countries is to provide a sound framework for policy formulation. Census enables policymakers to know the structure of the population. For instance, what is the age distribution, among the population? What is the gender among the population? Census also allow policymakers to know the death rate, to know the birth rate, to know the poverty situation. It enables policymakers to know the migration rate, immigration rate, and all what have you. And then from there, sound policies can be made, so that the population will benefit from it. So number 8, one of the economic problems of Nigeria today arises from A, overutilization of human and natural resources. B, unavailability of mineral resources. C, inadequate manpower resources. D, underutilization of human and natural resources. I know most of you will know this question, will know the answer to this question. The answer is D, underutilization. we all know that Nigeria is gifted in terms of human and natural resources, but we're facing a lot of challenges because of the underutilization of our human and natural resources. There are so many factors that affect, the economic progress of Nigeria. Like when I when we want to look at them one by one, we spend hours explaining. But you should know that underutilization, that is the human resources of Nigeria and the natural resources of Nigeria are underutilized, and that is why we're still battling to achieve the much desired economic growth and development. If you look at other countries that are advancing, they have been able to adequately utilize their human as well as natural resources for growth and development in their economy, and they have been progressing so far. So even till today in Nigeria, if we are able to utilize our human and material resources, Nigeria is going to be one of the fastest growing, not just in Africa but all over the world. So the solution to the question is the underutilization of human resources. So the next question, whatever form of economic system, whatever form an economic system may take, choice is essential for members of the community because resources are A, scarce, B, unlimited, C, free, D, many. Very straightforward. Resources we know are scarce. So number 10, the main concern of economists is to A, control the growth of population, B, redistribute income between the rich and poor, C, satisfy all human wants, D, allocate resources to satisfy human wants. Yeah, the answer is D, allocate resources to satisfy human wants. That's the main concern of economists, not to satisfy all human wants, because it's not possible to satisfy all human wants. Redistribute income between rich and poor. Yeah, it's part of it, but that's not the sole aim. That's not the main concern. Control growth, of population is also part of concern of economists, but it's not the main concern. The main concern is allocate scarce resources to satisfy human wants. Number 11, human wants are insatiable because wants are A, limited while means are scarce, B, unlimited while unlimited and means are also unlimited, C, limited and means are also limited, D, unlimited while means are scarce. So human wants are insatiable because wants are unlimited while means are scarce. The answer is D. Yeah, it's still the same part of the reason why we study economics. Yeah, because human wants are unlimited while the resources that are to be used to satisfy those wants are scarce. And that is why, like I said earlier, we have to use the limited resources to satisfy, some of the wants, that are priority to us. And then in future time, when more scarce resources are gotten, then other ones will also, be um be be satisfied or be solved. So we're making progress. Number 12, the expression of cost in terms of alternative foregone is referred to as A, scarce resources, B, decision making, C, opportunity cost, D, choice. We all know that when it comes to alternative foregone, then we're talking about what? Opportunity cost. You have 100 naira and then you want to buy, let's say a textbook that costs 100 naira. And then at the same time, you also, want to, let's say, buy a bottle of soft drink that is also 100 naira. So, but you only have 100 naira. So, between buying a book and buying a bottle of soft drink, you have to choose one. So whatsoever you choose, the order that you didn't choose is the one that you have forgone. So that is the opportunity cost. In this case, if you eventually buy the book, the exercise book, and then you forego the bottle of soft drink, and that bottle of soft drink is the alternative forgone as far as you as a consumer is concerned. Number 13, one of the technique of monetary control by the Central Bank of Nigeria is A. Selective credit control, B. Budget deficit, C. Foreign exchange control, D. Monitoring the general price level. The answer is A. This is part of the monetary policy of the central bank. There are different, instruments that the central bank uses to control money, supply in the economy, like the open market operation, the directives, and all of it. So this selective credit control is one of the instruments because one of the instruments or the techniques that the central bank uses, for instance, the central bank can decide to direct or, direct the commercial banks to give credit to a particular section of the economy. Let's say maybe to the agricultural sector of the economy or to the manufacturing sector of the economy, and then not to give in, let's say, the aviation sector of the economy or the entertainment sector of the economy. So that is one of the instruments. Selective credit control. The central bank can direct the commercial banks on which, sector of the economy that credit can be given to. So number 14, the economic questions about what and how to produce in an economy is solely answered by the A, government, B, labor union, C, private and public enterprise, D, system of economic practice, the kind of economic practice, that is going on in the economy is what determines, the question of what and how to produce, in the sense that, if it is a capitalist economy, that is what determines what to produce, how to produce. Like we've seen before, the capitalist economy is own, it's a system where individuals can, can own means of production and then use those means of production to produce, what they want or what they think the consumers want, and then sell it. While other economic system, we have the the socialist or the command economy, where the means of production are owned by, the government or by the general public, and the economic question of what to produce, how to produce, where to produce, how much to produce, for whom to produce is determined by the general public or by the government. And then if it is a mixed economy, it is a combination of the two that I've just mentioned. That is, private individuals are allowed to own means of production, and then the government also, is allowed to own means of production, and therefore they coexist at once. But in this case, the solution to the equation is this, the system of economic practice. So number 15, choice arises because of scarcity of resources. In discussing this statement, which of the following is not correct? That is, among the options provided, one will not be correct. So let's look at it. A, human wants are numerous, but the resources needed to satisfy them are limited. B, given numerous wants and limited resources, only individual and business firms make choice. C, the process of making a choice involves opportunity cost. D, an economist is not interested immorality or otherwise of any choice so made. E. Usually, choice is made from the list of ones compiled in the context of a scale of preference. So in this case, the solution is B, because this is the option that is out of place compared to the quotation above. Given numerous wants and limited resources, only individuals and businesses make choice, which is not true. It's not individual and businesses, but also government. In fact, more importantly, government also, makes a choice. Uh, when it comes to the issue of scarcity of resources. So all the other options are correct except for B, because the B is saying individuals and business. But in economics, I look at the individual, you look at the businesses, and then you look at the government also. They all make decisions as far as choice and scarce resources are concerned. So number 16, which of the following statement is not true of economics as a discipline? A, it is a social science. B, it is analytical. C, it is concerned with people's material well-being. D, it assumes limited human wants. E, it assumes unlimited human wants. Very straightforward. All the options are correct except number D, the option D, which states that it assumes limited human wants. We all know that economics believe that human wants are unlimited. We have numerous human wants. Single individual will have wants, that when one is satisfied, a new one emerges, and that's how the individual continues, to struggle in order to meet or to satisfy the wants. So number 17, the study of economic behavior of individual decision-making units, in bracket, consumer, resources owner, and business firms, close bracket, in a free enterprise economy is known as A, microeconomics, B, macroeconomics, C, production, D, individual cost. I think I answered this question earlier when treating the macro, question that has to do with macroeconomics. So, like I said, economics is divided basically or majorly into microeconomics and macroeconomics. So when you're talking about individual, the study of economic behavior, individual decision-making unit, individual decision-making unit, such as individual consumer, resource owner, and business firms, single business firms, especially in a free enterprise, is known as what? As microeconomics. Microeconomics, not macro. Actually, microeconomics, started earlier before macro. As a matter of fact, the classical economics were basically microeconomists. Most of their writing was all about individuals, individual, firms, individual household, and all what have you. But along the line, macroeconomics, became an area of interest, and then it was further developed. So when you're talking of individual consumer, when you're talking of individual household, when you're talking of individual, resource owners such as businessmen and excuse me, and even business firms, then you're talking of microeconomics. So economics is often described as a science because A, laboratory experiments are performed. B, it makes use of controlled experiment. C, it uses scientific methods to explain observed phenomena and predict future events. D, it makes use of field work. So if you look at this question, it's very clear. Economics is often described as a science because it uses scientific method to explain observed phenomena and predict future event. Economics participate in that, a lot. So number 19, retailers in an economy perform the function of A, distribution, B, exchange, C, investment, D, production. You know, the production chain is called production chain, consists of the producer, consists of the wholesaler, consists of the retailer, and then to the final consumer. So in economics, it's always stated that production is complete only when the good moves from the producer to the consumer. And then for the good to move from the producer to the consumer, it has to go through the wholesaler and then through the retailer before going to the final consumer for consumption. So in this case, the role that the retailer plays in the production process, is for the, in the completion of production process is the distribution. The retailer plays for the function of a distributor. Yeah. So the answer is A. All right. We have about 6 more questions to go. Number 20. In a sole proprietorship, the decisions are made by the government, B, management, C, owner, D, board of directors. You know what a sole proprietorship is? Small business that is owned by just one person. So it is obvious that it is the owner of the business, that will make decisions for the business since it is a sole proprietorship. A firm is at its optimum size when A, it has a motive to increase output. B, it produces the greatest output at a minimum cost. C, marginal cost equals marginal revenue. D, marginal cost is less than marginal revenue. Yeah, this question is also very easy, even though it may be tricky to some of you. A firm is at its maximum size as a firm is making the most profit, when it produces the greatest output at a minimum cost. Greatest output, when it produces the greatest output, the total revenue will be high, and then when it is operating at a minimum cost, total cost will be low. So in such a case, the firm will be making the most profit from that, because the total revenue will be further away from the total cost. And since profit is the difference between the total revenue and the total cost, the firm will then optimize its size. Yeah, so number 22, under the ECOWAS agreement, a Nigerian can enter and stay in Ghana without a visa for a period of A, 100 days, B, 30 days, C, 90 days, D, 14 days. The answer is 90 days. It's there stated in the ECOWAS agreement. That's the Economic Community of West African States. People from member states can move from one country to another, conduct their businesses, and not necessarily getting a visa for 90 days for 3 months. But once it exceeds that 90 days, then the issue of visa will definitely come in. So the next question is 23. The petrochemical industries are located in Rivers State of Nigeria due to A, coal deposit, B, palm oil products, C, favorable soil, D, oil deposit. Yeah, the answer to this question is D. Rivers State, is one of the highest oil producing states in Nigeria. It is home to 2 refineries, and then it has a lot of oil wells, oil reserve, a lot of oil is mined in Rivers State and refined also. So the petrochemical industries will definitely be sited in the place where there is deposit, and then where you can get easy materials for production of petrochemical industries. So the answer is D, oil deposit. Number 24. Full employment is a situation in which A, every adult is employed, B, only the disabled are not employed, C, all adults who can work are employed, D, all those who are able and eligible can find employment. The definition, this is the option D is the true definition of full employment. When full employment is being talked about, it doesn't mean that everybody has to be employed. No, it means that those who are willing, who are legally qualified, and who are ready to work are able to find work. That is full employment. But we can't consider, other options because, like, see, all adults who can work are employed. Uh, in such a case, it may be that someone can work but doesn't want to work, but will be forced to work. So that cannot, stand as the definition of full employment. The last but not the least, oil glut in international trade means A, high price of consumption of petroleum, B, an oversupply of petroleum, C, a fall in petroleum product, D, a higher petroleum price offered by the buyer. I think most of you know this, international trade. When you have petroleum glut, it means an oversupply of petroleum in the international market. For instance, if like Nigeria is a member of OPEC, and usually what they do in OPEC is to give members, quota that they will produce and supply at the international market. So, but sometimes the members go beyond the quota that was given to them, and therefore they will supply more than necessary in the market, and then that will create an excess supply, and then that excess supply is can lead to what is known as the oil glut or the petroleum glut in international market. So as far as international trade is concerned, when you're talking about glut, it means an oversupply, even though it's specially used in the petroleum industry. So thank you very much for staying with me to the end of the video. Please, I want you to subscribe, comment, and then share the video so that I'll be encouraged to do some more videos that will be beneficial to you and the people that you know. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.